With the price of gas today, it's big news and big money. To cash out of your Upside cash, just transfer to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card. Upside users have already earned over $200 million. Now it's your turn. Download the free Upside app and get cash back on every gallon of gas. Use promo code HUGE for an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. That's code HUGE. Use code HUGE for an extra 25 cents per gallon back in your first fill-up. Cashback not available gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
77 degrees and sunny in the city. Accurate, this says we're going up to 87 in Midtown. Good morning. I'm Kathleen Marple-Kalb. Winds due time, 8:30.
Good morning. I'm Brian Britton. Actress Anne Heche fighting for her life after a fiery car crash in California. Residents' Ring camera caught images of Heche's blue Mini Cooper speeding down a residential street in Mar Vista. Her car hit a curb, launched 30 feet before slamming into a house. This neighbor saw it all happen. Says the homeowner, who was outside at the time, was really lucky.
Luckily, she didn't get hurt, and neither did her two dogs.
Now, Heche is in critical condition at an area hospital. No other injuries reported. The house, though, did catch on fire and has structural damage. Winds due time 8:31. Traffic and transit on this Saturday morning. We turn it over to Jody Vale.
And Brian, let's go to New Jersey. We'll start off with some good news to bring Garden State Parkway northbound. Exit 135 for Central Avenue, Clark Township. That has been cleared. Turnpike is moving. In Westchester, crash being cleared on the New York State Thruway northbound right before exit 2 in Yonkers Avenue. And here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. In at the George, it's about 5 to 10, but 15 to 20 still outbound from the Cross Bronx. 179th Street ramp to the upper level has been reopened. In and out at the Lincoln and HYLAN, we're looking at 5 to 10. And if you're traveling to Whitestone or the Bronx Neck, take your pick. They're both pretty slow into the Bronx. Verrazano, that is moving, but watch out for some construction. And we're also seeing it's a pretty decent ride as you get off the Verrazano into Staten Island and to the Goethals into New Jersey. And traffic is being sponsored by Jackpocket, letting you play official state lottery games on your phone. Use code radio for a free Mega Millions or Powerball ticket. Must be 18 or older to play. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, wants help, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY. Visit jackpocket.com/TOS for full terms of service. Jody Vale, next report in 10 minutes on 1010 West.
All right, let's get outside. The AccuWeather 4-day forecast. You walk out the door and you are enveloped in a sweaty sheen of humidity and grossness. Turn it off at a meteorologist, Matt Fenn.
Yeah, it wants to get in your face right away here this morning, and that's going to be the concern really over the coming days. Today, hot, very warm and humid. Not nearly as hot compared to yesterday, but it's going to feel just as bad out there. 87 for a high this afternoon. Real feels reach the mid-90s. Anywhere there could be an afternoon or evening thunderstorm, and really when you have this much humidity in the atmosphere, creates some instability, and that's why we'll see that chance for a thunderstorm the next couple of days. Heading into tonight, remaining sticky, low just 76 tomorrow. Hot and very humid. A thunderstorm could pop up, especially in the afternoon. High around 90. Real feels into the upper 90s. Rinse and repeat for Monday. Staying hot and humid. Thunderstorm in spots with a high of 91. Real feels again reaching the upper 90s. Tuesday, temperatures come down just a degree or two, but it's still very humid with the afternoon thunderstorm with a high of 89 degrees. And now the Allergy Alert forecast sponsored by ENT and Allergy Associates. Book your same-day appointment online today. Today's outlook is medium with grasses as the predominant pollen concern. Currently 77 degrees in Central Park. We have mostly sunny skies, repeating the current temperature 77, going up to 87 this afternoon in Midtown. I'm meteorologist Matt Benz on New York Weather Station. 1010 winds.
Thank you, Matt. 79 in Long Beach. It is 76 in Morristown, New Jersey. 77 degrees this morning in Hoboken. Police in the Bronx asking for the public's help in catching the guys who made off with more than $2 million worth of jewelry in a smash-and-grab robbery. It happened just after 8 last night. Rocco's Jewelry on Webster Avenue in the Fordham section. Clerk buzzed one guy through the door, then 3 others rushed in. Police say they used hammers to smash open the display cases, stuffed the high-end diamond jewelry into bags, and then took off. Nobody was hurt. Cops have released pictures of the suspects. They're going up at 1010wins.com, and of course, if you know anything, call Crime Stoppers. Indiana Governor Eric Holcomb immediately signed an abortion ban law last night after it was finalized in the state Senate. A day full of emotions as the Hoosier state becomes the first to enact a new ban since the Supreme Court ended the Roe v. Wade precedent. Reporter Creston Escow spoke with lawmakers.
We spoke with the bill's author, State Senator Sue Glick, shortly after that vote for final passage. She says she's confident that this near-total ban on abortion is what most Hoosiers want, but the Senate Minority Leader, Greg Taylor, disagrees.
A number of individuals who don't have time, who don't have the ability to come down here and march in the hallways, who are saying protect life.
I think nobody won. There was nothing that came from this that we could be proud of in the state of Indiana.
And that ban takes effect September 15th. A massive fire in a New Jersey home yesterday spotted by pilots flying to Newark Airport. The more than 100-year-old home on Normandy Heights Road in Morris Township was fully engulfed by the time firefighters reached it, and when they did, the occupants are believed to have died in the blaze. 87-year-old Robert Riccardi, 85-year-old Gemma Ricciardi. The Morris County Sheriff telling reporters the scene is one of recovery, not of rescue. No word on the cause of the fire. A New Jersey sub shop worker being hailed as a hero. Yeah, she makes the heroes and she is a hero. Lunchtime on Thursday, a customer was enjoying a sandwich from Primo Hoagies in the Rockaway Town Square Mall. She started choking. Danielle Buccelli was behind the counter, leapt into action. She tells 1010 Wins she performed the Heimlich maneuver even though she had never done it before.
Just nothing else mattered in that moment, but as soon as the adrenaline started wearing off, it was definitely, it all kind of clicked, and I was just like, what just happened? And what did I do?
What she did was save the woman's life. The woman was okay. Primo Hoagie says they're planning on honoring Buccelli for her life-saving actions. Wins News Time 8:36. We've got 1010 Wins Entertainment coming your way next.
At Metro by T-Mobile, you can save more now that you need it the most. Get one line of unlimited 5G for just $40, period. Taxes and fees included. That's the lowest price in prepaid. Plus, choose from the largest selection of free 5G phones from brands you love, like Samsung. Switch now and save more. Only at Metro. If congested, the fraction of users greater than 35 gigabytes per month may notice reduced speeds, and Metro customers may notice reduced speeds versus T-Mobile due to prioritization. Video streams in SD requires eligible port-in. See store for details. Every kid knows what they'd like to be. I want to be an astronaut, an actor, a fireman. And what about careers they've never heard of? A biomedical engineer. That's why Northwell created the Spark Challenge program for high school students, introducing them to exciting careers in healthcare, from radiology to pathology. Because when it comes to raising the future health of our communities, well, can't wait. Northwell, raise health.
During this unprecedented time of worldwide economic challenge, it's so important that you keep a close eye on your retirement and be ready to take the steps necessary to protect your money. Having a portion of your IRA or 401k backed by physical gold and silver offers Americans the diversification needed to hedge against economic volatility and potential turmoil. Savvy retirement savers are those with the foresight to safeguard with genuine stores of value, like physical gold and silver, which in the past have soared during periods of misery for the rest of the economy. Diversify your hard-earned savings today by calling Birch Gold Group and get your free information kit to teach you how precious metals can protect your family's financial future. Birch Gold is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau and has thousands of satisfied customers. Call them at 800-647-5525. That's 800-647-5525. 800-647-5525.
Wins News Time 8:38. 1010 Wins Entertainment. The former president, Barack Obama, former First Lady, surprising the audience last night at the opening of the Martha's Vineyard African American Film Festival. They introduced their documentary Descendant. The film centers on residents of Africatown, small community in Alabama, who have a shared history as descendants of the last known slave ship to illegally bring captives from Africa to the U.S. Descendants set to be released through Netflix later this year. Former House of Cards star Kevin Spacey owes more than $30 million to the makers of the show. Entertainment Weekly says the judge ruled this week Spacey breached his contract by violating the company's sexual harassment policy. The actor was cut from the show back in 2017 after a slew of allegations of sexually predatory behavior hit the news. Wins News Time 8:39. Our headlines, our top stories, everything you need to know. Next.
I live alone and rarely have visitors. So when I slipped and fell in the kitchen last month and couldn't get to a phone, I knew I was in trouble.
Help!
I could barely move.
Help!
I tried calling for help, but no one could hear me. As I lay there, I couldn't help but think of those kids and grandkids having to go on without me. I was terrified. It took 8 hours for my neighbor to find me. It could have been the end of me. That's when I knew I needed Life Alert. With just one press of this button, I'm connected to the Life Alert Center, where I can get the help I need, even when I cannot reach a phone. With Life Alert, I'm never alone.
Call 1-800-244-8805 for your free Life Alert brochure. That's 1-800-244-8805. Again, 1-800-244-8805. Call for your free Life Alert brochure at 1-800-244-8805 today.
Only one station can produce a show that's big enough for New York. Newsline with Bridget Quinn, weekdays from 10 to 2, only on 1010 Wins.
The news watch never stops. This is 1010 Wins. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good morning, 77 degrees at 8:40 on this Saturday, August 6th. I'm Brian Britton. Here's what's happening. Wild shootout in Queens. Cops say possibly gang-related. 3 teenagers and a 24-year-old man shooting into a crowd of about 100. Police intervene and shoot them. The humidity continues. Not just about the heat and humidity, though. We do have an air quality health advisory in effect later this morning. AccuWeather in seconds. Police looking for the guy on the Lower East Side who beat up another guy with what appeared to be cooking pans. Road rage on Staten Island. Guy so angry on the Staten Island Expressway, he got out of his car, busted out the windows of an MTA bus. And if you are brave enough to brave the humidity, Summer Streets begins today. 8 miles of city streets open to everybody, except cars. 10-10 Wins Sports, Yankees and Mets both lost. AccuWeather, warm, humid, thunderstorms later this afternoon, high today 87. Wins News Time, 8:41, traffic and transit. Here is Jody Vale.
Well, Brian, let's go to the island. The story this morning, most of the morning, has been the Southern States crash, police department activity, and a crash investigation. This is westbound between Nassau Road and Baldwin Road. All lanes still closed are being diverted off at Nassau Road, so avoid it and take the Meadowbrook around it. And mass transit note, 34th Street, Hudson Yards bound, 7 trains running with delays. That's a train being removed with a mechanical problem at 82nd Street in Jackson Heights. And let's go to New Jersey. Got heavy delays, Morris County, westbound 80. This is approaching exit 34B for Route 15, and that's a crash. And Route 46 is a good alternate. And here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. In at the George, it's 5 to 10, but still about 15 to 20 outbound from the Cross Bronx. In at the Lincoln and the HYLAN, we're looking at 5 to 10, and outbound pretty much the same. Whitestone, Bronx Neck, both have Bronx-bound delays. Verrazano is moving. And I'm Jody Vale. Our next report's at 8:51 on 1010 Wins.
All right, Jody, thank you. Pretty violent late-night shootout happened during a house party that spilled out onto the street in Laurelton, Queens.
There was a huge party going on at the house at the corner of 130th Avenue and 220th Street in Laurelton. Deputy Police Commissioner Julian Phillips said the police had the house under surveillance when the shooting began, and the police drew their guns.
It appears it could possibly be gang-related. We don't know at this particular point in time. It's going to take probably several hours before they can determine exactly for the shooting who shot who. That will take a little while before they know that information.
In the end, 4 suspects were shot and injured and were taken into custody. All 4 are in stable condition. Very earlier this morning, Police Chief Jeff Madry said the police possibly had shot as many as 3 suspects. Now, why this house was under surveillance isn't clear just yet, but the police were on the scene when the bullets started flying. Carol Dioria, 1010 Wins on 130th Avenue in Laurelton, Queens.
So we do have the ages of those suspects, ages 16, 17, 18, and 24 years old. The 18-year-old remaining in critical condition, the others with non-life-threatening injuries. Let's go to the Bronx Zoo. 55-year-old woman recovering after she was shot in the back outside of the Bronx Zoo last night. Police tell 1010 Wins the woman was hit standing on Southern Boulevard and East 187th Street. It's not clear if she was the target of the shooting or hit by a stray bullet. She was taken to St. Barnabas. She is expected to be okay. Police looking for 2 men who rode off on a black and red motorcycle. The heat, the humidity, it's what everybody's talking about. It's just brutal. You walk outside, you feel it envelop you in not a good way. You don't want to be hugged by humid weather. Warm and humid seems to be the go-to forecast this summer.
Ryan, it's all about the heat and humidity for this weekend, and perhaps a good beach weekend if you're heading out that direction. There's a moderate risk for rip currents at area beaches. All those south-facing beaches are the main concern for today on Long Island. Otherwise, a very high UV index, so be generous with the sunscreen. It's going to be a warm one. We're up in the upper 80s today. Real feels in the mid-90s tomorrow, near 90.